I'm shooting from this stunning location, and I'm going to be talking about Venus retrograde and the deceptiveness of all the Venusian things. The Venus retrograde starts from about 5th of October, and it's there till about 16th of November. Now, the interesting thing is that Venus is going retrograde this time in Scorpio. So the contrast is going to be quite interesting to watch, because Venus is all about harmony, relationships, and Scorpio has to do with everything that has to do with deeper, darker, uh, not necessarily darker, but I would say more intense emotions. Scorpions don't shy away from the messy, dark stuff, so to speak. And then we have a lovely new moon that is there, and the new moon is there in Libra around the 8th or the 9th of October. Something to watch out for is the fact that we normally associate Venus as a very gentler, softer energy. But with Scorpio, the energy tends to change. You may experience a lot of possessiveness. You could experience, almost obsessive thoughts, because we also have a trine with Pluto that is going to be happening. So it can be that really stuff comes out um, from under the surface. Issues that you may not have dealt with earlier, they could get cropped up right now. And because Venus is all about relationships and she also rules money, during this retrograde, and like all retrograde, it's a time that you will be feeling that entire slowness in your relationships. They can be, and I think in all probability, there may be a lot of issues specific to love relationships that could crop up. And specifically, so this is very true for uh, Taurians, and it's very true for Librans because they're ruled by Venus. They will be feeling this impact more. So there could be this entire sense of feeling quite pressured about things that you may feel you have discussed, and or you have sort of brushed them under the carpet, but you may just find them crop up all of a sudden. There could just be the sense of I just dealt with this, and why is it that I'm having to deal with it again? um, like all retrogrades, it's not a great time to be uh, not a great time to be taking an action. It's not a great time to be giving ultimatums in love. It's not a good time to be even rushing in love. If it's a new relationship specifically, it's not a good time to be saying that, oh, let's just elope, or let's just forget about this entire thing. It's a time to be reviewing your relationship. It's a time to be looking at things that make you happy or things that bother you. It could be a power play in your relationship. It could be, and this is very true for all of us. It's not because, you may say, oh, I'm not a Libran or I'm not a Taurus, and this is not applicable to me. All of us have Venus placed in some part of our chart that is there. So it could be worth your while to be just going back and seeing as to where it is that Venus is placed for you in your chart. The similar aspect like this happened in 2010. So you could just think back and see as to where is it and what is it that you were doing during this time approximately in 2010, because this is like an echo. The planets are mimicking how they were placed during that time. So it's a time to be reviewing your relationships. It's a time to be looking at maybe if there is toxicity in relationship. And like I said, this is applicable for all of us as to where it is that Venus is placed. So if it's not for you in your relationship, maybe it is there for you in your house of money. Maybe it is there for you in your house of communication. So how it is that you are speaking and dealing with people, how it is that you are in your relationships on a broader basis, how it is that you treat people, or how it is that you allow people to treat you. All of these things will come up for review. And it's not a best time to be, even though there could be this feeling of really intense emotions thanks to Scorpio being over there because the retrograde is there. Try not to take any action, and try also to avoid knee-jerk reaction to things. Don't just say that, oh, I'm feeling slighted, or I know this was done on purpose, and I know that the other person is out to harm me or ridicule me, observe, see how things are. Is there a certain pattern that you're seeing? Is there a pattern that you're seeing as to how it is that people treat you on a regular basis? Maybe that is something that needs to change for you. Also, I would say for a lot of us, it's really a time to be um, resetting our expectations as far as relationships are concerned. It's good to expect that people whom we love will always be there, or we desire to that love to be reciprocated. But at times, maybe it's not reciprocated with the kind of intensity that we want. Maybe that is what that person is capable of giving, and that is where the acceptance comes in between. So it's very important to accept. And I'm not saying this doesn't have to do with compromise. This doesn't have to do with settling for anything less. This has to do with having that understanding that each of us as individuals have our own capacity to love and give in the way that we are wired. And um, and of course we should always keep making that effort, keep striving to be better versions of ourselves, but try not to sort of put everything in a box and say till the time that this person who loves me does not jump this high, it means that I'm not loved. But at the same time, also, I think you should not be hard on yourself as well. So take this time to review, take this time to reset, recontemplate your relationships. Also, even as far as your inheritances, money, finances are concerned, it's a great time for you to be maybe re-looking at your money and see whether there's another way that you could maybe distribute your wealth better. Maybe there's another way for you to be earning money. um, Maybe there's another different way to be investing, or whatever it is that you have invested your money as of now. Maybe there's a better way of doing it. Venus retrograde, it's not a great time, of course, to be doing any kind of cosmetic surgery, and it's not a good time to be doing drastic wardrobe changes and hairdos. Wait till the time the retrograde is over, and also avoid buying anything really exorbitant and expensive during this time. You could just regret it. So just wait till the retrograde gets over, and you can go right ahead and do it. The best way to channelize the Venus retrograde energy is to do all things creative. Venus loves creativity. So write, maybe if you are fond of music, it's a great time to be writing some music, creating some music, going out for some concerts, theater. Do things that really make you happy. Bring out that child in you. Allow that creativity to flow freely. And the best thing that we can do, like I said, is stay away from ultimatums, avoid doing drastic things or taking drastic actions, and also try and be in a mode of observation. See what is it that this retrograde is trying to bring up for you. See where it is that you can bring about changes. It's been a pleasure speaking with you. I'll see you again soon, and thank you so much.